Hey guys, so yeah, it's about 4:22 p.m. I do apologize if you do hear the phone ring and all that. A little, which if this goes beyond 4:30 p.m., which it probably will, that's going to be a call I have to take basically and all that. But anyway, I wanted to come on here because yes, this morning and throughout the day, basically Vice TV and Dark Side of the Ring finally released the trailer for season 6, and pretty much most of what people were expecting, as being subjects for season 6, most of that is going to come to pass, but there are a few exceptions. One, there will not be a Mick Foley episode, but Mick Foley will be interviewed for several of these episodes to give his take on the different subjects. Also, there will not be a Crash Holly or a test one. I'm assuming they're saving those potentially for the 7th season because, hey, this thing's a hit for Vice TV and for streaming platforms it goes on. So there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to get a season 7 possibly next year in 2026, if not maybe later this year, because sometimes shows like this will go that far, will go to that extreme, I should say, or that extent, to say, hey, we'll give you season 7 later on the same year, but more than likely we'll get a season 7 in 2026. But still, with that said, they did do about a 30-second trailer today on the episodes they're going to be featuring. It's 10 episodes. Basically, the way they promote it is that the truth is going to hit harder than before, or something like that. Basically, you're going to get a harder dose of the truth when it comes to stories. But like I said, most of what was talked about and rumored, most of those episodes will happen with a few exceptions. I'm going to read those off to you right now, what those exceptions are going to be, because like I said, people thought Mick Foley, there's going to be no Mick Foley-centric episode, or Crash Holly, or Test. I'm assuming they're going to save those, like I said, for season 7, because there is a plethora. There's an unlimited smorgasbord, if you will, of content, as far as, wrestling stories, that have their share of dark atmosphere to it that are out there. So it's going to be interesting to see what else they're going to be able to dig up for season 7, because they do these interviews, and they just don't do these interviews for one season. They do them for several seasons, and everything. So I'm not going to be surprised if we do have some interviews saved up for next season, where we'll get a Mick Foley, we'll get a Test, we'll get a Crash Holly, and potentially many, many more. But we'll see. But here are the episodes that are lined up. Now, just because they're lined up this way doesn't mean premiere-wise, doesn't mean air date-wise and all that they're going to air in this order. Instead, they'll probably basically randomize them and say, hey, we're going to start off with this episode, and then we're going to go to the midway point with this, and then we're going to close out with this, and so on. But here are the episodes officially announced by Dark Side of the Ring and Vice TV through the trailer, pretty much confirmed. Like I said, most of these were already mentioned, but there are a few exceptions, when it comes to episodes you were thinking were going to happen, but are not going to happen. Instead, you're going to get something different. For example, the episodes that we're going to get are Hell in a Cell. That was confirmed. That was talked about, and now it is confirmed. We are going to get Hell in a Cell. The same with Big Van Vader. Vader is going to get his own episode. That was leaked. That was talked about. We're going to get that. Tony Atlas. Yes, Tony Atlas is going to get one. I don't think that was an episode that was talked about or even leaked. But yes, we're going to get one on Tony Atlas. And he's got some stories, I'm sure, dark side wise and all that people will want to hear his take on and everything. Thank God he's still alive to give his side of the story and such. And there is a scene in the 30-second trailer where he says, something about whatever Vince McMahon tells you, don't believe it. So obviously that's going to pertain to his episode and maybe more. Then the other episode, we knew this was going to happen. It was leaked as well, along with Hell in a Cell and Vader's stories. We're going to get one on Ludvig Borga. Ludvig Borga, of course, was Tony Helm. He was a wrestler from Japan and all that. Came over to WWE as the foreigner Ludvig Borga, I should say. He was supposed to get like a massive push, to be like the next top heel after Yokozuna. So we're going to get Ludvig Borga. Another one that was rumored, and it will be happening, Billy Jack Haynes. And they do have a clip of Billy Jack Haynes saying, "Don't believe everything you hear," or something like that. And obviously it's from an earlier interview. But yes, Billy Jack Haynes is going to be focused on. Another episode that was rumored, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. He is also going to be focused on, and obviously this is going to be one of the more darker ones that they do. Superstar Billy Graham is going to get an episode, and he's going to have some dark stuff as well. And then probably one of the darker ones after that, Daffney. Daffney is going to get one. Of course, Daffney, known for her time in WCW and in TNA. She's going to get her own episode as well. And then here are two that were not leaked, that were not talked about, but they are coming this year. We're going to get one on the original Sheik, which is Sabu's uncle. We're going to get one on the original Sheik. And then we're going to get one on Muhammad Hassan. That's right. We're going to get one on Muhammad Hassan this year as well. So, just to reiterate, the episodes that we will get here in Season 6 of Dark Side of the Ring: Hell in a Cell, Big Van Vader, Tony Atlas, Ludvig Borga, Billy Jack Haynes, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Superstar Billy Graham, Daffney, the original Sheik, and Muhammad Hassan. Now, like I said, the ones that people thought were going to be in there, like Mick Foley and Test and all them, that's not going to happen till at least, I'm assuming, Season 7. Mick Foley is going to play a big role when they talk about Hell in a Cell. But honestly, like I said, I think Mick's solo episode will come, in Season 7 of Dark Side of the Ring. If not, if they don't give him his own dedicated special along the way, like they did with China and such. But yeah, the episodes they got planned, the 10 episodes: Hell in a Cell, Big Van Vader, Tony Atlas, Ludvig Borga, Billy Jack Haynes, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, Superstar Billy Graham, Daffney, Original Sheik, and Muhammad Hassan. Now you might say, why does Muhammad Hassan got one? Well, you have to understand, when Muhammad Hassan came into WWE, the way he was portrayed, let's just put it this way. It was one of the most controversial characters that Vince McMahon had ever basically gotten behind to give a major push to. And let's not forget, he had that controversial segment on SmackDown, which was aired the same day as the London bombings. So, yeah, that's going to be talked about, obviously, in the episode, as well as other behind-the-scenes stories as to why the character was controversial and why, obviously, it sounds like even the guy that played Muhammad kind of realized this was not a good idea to go with, and there are others they are going to talk with that pretty much agree on the same wavelength of, yeah, this was not a good idea to, run with in the first place. Now, as far as dark episodes, like what is going to be the most darkest ones you can think of, and obviously going to have warnings at the start. Daphne's, I think, is definitely going to have a warning at the start and at the beginning. It's going to have a warning, obviously, about, what she went through and everything, what the subjects of what she went through is going to be discussed. And then I think it's going to have like it's going to have the help hotline that they had beforehand in episodes that dealt with similar situations. So you're going to expect that, and it's going to be very dark. There's no doubt. Original Sheik, that's going to be an interesting one because we know that he wrestled for a long time. He wrestled in FMW along with his nephew Sabu. But obviously basing what they've learned from stories they've heard previously and through these new interviews they did. Obviously, the original Sheik has definitely it's got a dark side to his career, and it's going to be interesting to see, to hear other people's take, including Sabu's, on that. Another dark one, obviously, is going to be Eddie Gilbert and what he went through, and how how he was lost to the professional wrestling world at an early age. Billy Jack Haynes, that's going to be dark, especially as you get towards recent events and everything. Ludvig Borga, that's going to be interesting. It might have some dark elements and everything. And, obviously we'll probably find out as to why his push didn't last too long in WWE before he left. And it wasn't just because of injury and everything. I mean, yeah, he didn't get, his push was stagnated because of injury. But obviously, there were other reasons behind the scenes as well. Tony Atlas, that's going to be an interesting one because he did go through through tough times, dark times and everything. And of course, he was there when in Puerto Rico with the whole Bruiser Brody situation. So that's going to be interesting. Vader, that's going to be a unique one because Vader's been all over. He's been a champion in every continent he's been on and every promotion on that continent. So it's going to be interesting to see how, what the take is with him. Obviously, he did have some issues, health issues, especially weight issues. Because remember, when WWE did the Legends story on Yokozuna, they talked about how Yokozuna and Vader would sneak off in the middle of the night or find a way to get food, snuck into the rooms when they were trying to, at these facilities where they were sent to lose weight. So yeah, you got that one. You got that one coming. And again, you're gonna probably hear some interesting dark stories with that when it comes to Vader because of not just his health situation, but because of his time in WWE and how the push he would have had went downhill and everything. So it's gonna be interesting. And Superstar Billy Graham, obviously he's got some dark stories to to his career in between his initial run and push in WWE into WWF. Until when he came back and everything. So yeah, just the subjects they got here I think are going to be very intriguing and everything. They're going to be very intriguing and all that. And they say that again, the promotion that they're putting out there for this is going to be probably the season of Dark Side of the Ring where the truth hits the hardest, which means you're going to probably hear some stories and stuff, behind the scenes stuff that you never thought you'd hear. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it when it comes out, and I'm looking forward to giving you guys my thoughts on it because on each episode that is, because apparently my Dark Side of the Ring reviews do very well, especially when I even talk about Dark Side of the Ring in the upcoming episodes like I'm doing here. They do very, very well, and I can't wait to bring those reviews to you starting March 25th. And basically in a little over 2 months, a little less than 2 months, basically. So I can't wait to, like I say, bring that to you when it begins. And I do recommend that if you guys have not seen Dark Side of the Ring yet, go to Vice TV or go to wherever you view Vice programming, like Hulu or Disney Plus internationally, and you will find it there. You will find it there on Vice TV, on the website, or on the Vice on demand. On your cable system. Watch the episodes. You will enjoy them. People have even uploaded them on outlets like YouTube and such, and I'm sure you'll be able to find some on Internet Archive. But yeah, check it out. You will not be disappointed with those first 5 seasons because you will find things out that obviously, if you're a wrestling fan, you never thought you even knew about the wrestling business or even those that you were fans of individually. So I do recommend checking it out if you get the opportunity to prepare yourself for Season 6. Because this Season 6 one, I think, is going to surprise us. It may not be as dark as previous seasons. But again, Daffney, Eddie Gilbert, Billy Jack Haynes, the Muhammad Hassan controversy, Vader, our original Sheik. I think those definitely will have dark elements in there that will justify this being a very intriguing, controversial, and very dark season of Dark Side of the Ring. But guys, give me your thoughts overall on what are you looking forward to Dark Side of the Ring Season 6. Which episode do you think will be the most darkest, if not probably the most emotional, and everything going forward? Which episodes that have been revealed surprised you as being subjects that are going to be tackled this season, out of subjects that you felt should have been tackled but might be held off until the 7th season next year, should that be when the 7th season debuts? Let me know that, guys, down in the description, in the comment section, I say, as well as in the live chat during the premiere, where super chats will be open. Also, guys, check me out at all your favorite podcast outlets like Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Overcast, anywhere that has, anywhere that hosts a podcast, you're probably going to find my podcast there as well. Also, check me out at rumble.com at BWRoses, at odyssey.com at BWRoses, deviantart.com at BVW1979, Vimeo at BWRoses. Also, check me out at inkbunny.net at BWRoses. Click on the link down there with the Teespring, to check out my Teespring store for merchandise you can't get anywhere else. Also, guys, you can find me on Twitter, formerly Twitter, now known as X, at BWRoses as well. And you can also find me at Blue Sky at BWRoses as well. So, guys, again, let me know what your thoughts are on each of these 10 subjects that are going to be talked about throughout the 6th season of Dark Side of the Ring. Like I said, like I asked, let me know which ones surprised you as being topics they're going to talk about instead of ones they should have. And let me know whether or not you agree this will probably be the most controversial, if not darkest, season of Dark Side of the Ring. And until next time, guys, I'll talk to you all later.